Yo. I'm about to
Yo.
call her up right now.
All right, here, I'm gonna send you a picture of it.
Okay.
It's kind of crappy, but
It's all good.
all right, I just shot you over the picture.
All right, I'm calling her now.
All right, cool.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Martha? How are you?
Hi. Pretty good.
Good. Okay. Thanks for giving me some of your time on your lunch break. Appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah, so Jesus he kind of caught me up to speed a little bit, saying that he told me that you wanted to sell this triplex, I believe, that you have, and believe that you're getting ready to slow down on the investing side, or maybe being the landlord and spending some time with the family. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't I talk to you last night?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I called you, left you a voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah. But you talked to my associate, Jesus. So that's probably who you had spoken with. You didn't speak with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So and my understanding is you're open to selling it on seller finance, correct?
Well, I guess what we were discussing is they were supposed to crunch some numbers and discuss them today because we ran out of time yesterday. Because I had to get back to work, and I know that somebody tried calling me last night. I ended up working late. I never even got home till like 11 o'clock last night. So, I guess that's what they were gonna do. Just try and get the numbers and different stuff together, and go from there and let me think about it.
Got you. And so what would you rather do? Like you're trying to sell it for cash, or what's going on? Like was the cash offers that were coming in, were they not at the number you're looking for?
No, it was not at the number I was looking for.
Okay.
I know I've talked to several different ones, and like I said, I've been into the business for over 20 years, and I know that the property that I have is unique, just the way it's set up, and different things. always everybody wants is cash offer what they're asking for. If somebody came along the market, if I would have had it on the market when prime time, when all that other stuff, COVID and everyone got their money together, maybe I would have hit somebody, but I wasn't ready.
I got you.
And I guess I'm just a little bit late on the gun. It's like, cause I got to thinking about it. It's like, yeah, I want some time for myself. I'm tired of, dealing with idiots.
So what
So-
were I guess like Homestead, or not Homestead actually, what were other cash buyers, offering their cash price at?
It just wasn't, to be honest, I didn't even get an offer only because it wasn't what they were looking for. As local in the area, local residents. Like right now, for some ungodly reason, maybe because my Zillow's been idle and I don't have it on the, I put it on the market with a realtor for 3 months and she talked me down. Terrible. Realtors are absolutely awful up here. Absolutely awful.
Ouch.
So they look for something that they want. And so then they don't bother pushing anything.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you on that. Yeah.
So all they do is just longer it's on the market, they try and just keep bringing it down, down, down. Next thing you know, I've heard it from friends and relatives and everything that the realtor ends up coming in and buying it for themselves after they get it down. So, anyways, they're just absolutely terrible up here. 3 months, and like I said, I had it for $199.9. After just before the 3 months was up, she talked me into down to $179. She goes, "Oh, I have a couple people that's calling, blah blah blah." It's like maybe if at 179, they might be interested on looking at it. Well, I dropped it. Nothing. Didn't hear nothing from her. So it's like, then I'm like, if somebody wants to come look at it and then put an offer on, don't sit here and try and, give me a lower the price. If they're interested, they're going to come and look and put their offer in, whatever they feel they can afford, or what they can afford, or what they feel the property's worth to them. Plain and simple. So that's where I'm at. And
Okay.
like I said, I had it at $199.9. She talked me down to $179.9. What I have invested in it, they're all up to date. Everything's been done. There's nothing wrong with the properties. All 3 of them are rented. I'm like way below everybody else. And it's only because the renters I put in there, they're through word of mouth from somebody else. They say, well, come in here, talk to her, whatever. So I'm down. Sometimes it keeps them in long term and they take care of the property.
Gotcha.
So far, so good.
Are they month to month, or are they on lease?
Well, I started them out on a 1-year lease that it ran out. So now they're on month to month. One tenant, yes, one tenant wants to renew. And I said, I don't really want to renew right now. I said, only because if someone comes in and wants to look at it and puts a bid in, I said, I just don't want to put you or somebody else in that circumstance.
Right.
So he doesn't want to move. I said, if something comes up, I said, trust me, I said, I'll take care of you. So don't worry about it. So he's a good kid.
Okay.
So
how big are each unit? Like, what is like the square foot, the bed bath count and square footage?
The back house is 2-bedroom, 1 bath, all electric heat. The main house, the downstairs is 2-bedroom. It's like 1.5. bath or something like that, because the way it's set up. It was an older couple, so they had a bathroom downstairs. Then they put in a half bath into one of the bedrooms, so they kind of converted it. I never took it out. I was planning on putting a washer dryer unit upstairs. It's one reason I didn't end up pulling it out. But so because the washer and dryer is downstairs in the basement is the only reason for that. Then the upstairs is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. That main house used to be like a bedroom of 6. And the old man, after the kids moved out, he converted it to help pay for his bills when you're on limited income.
So the
So-
back house is a 2-1, and then the main downstairs is a 2 1.5, and then the upstairs is 1 1.
1-1. Yep.
Okay.
And they're all very good size. All the main hardwood floors, all tile bathrooms, revamped them, gutted
When did you do
them,
those?
like 2 years ago. And one house I put all new flooring in, Berber carpet, and pet friendly, tenant friendly, tongue and groove, insulated flooring, tile flooring, windows, doors, state of the art furnace, AC units, tankless units.
How old is the AC unit?
Well, I bought, it was just put in just before I bought the house. It's one of those, it's a huge outside unit.
Okay. When did you buy the house?
I bought that, trying to think, because the old man still had paperwork on it. I think he put it in like 2013, 2012.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not new, but it's very well kept and it's undercover. And it's got the humidifier, dehumidifier built into the furnace with pollen and dust remover. I mean, it's all the appliances are all state of the art, Gen Air, stuff like that.
Okay. And
All
what about
all the
how-
fixtures
how's
are
the-
like Delta. I put the roof on in fall of 2014. New, all the windows and doors, brand new, and some fixtures, ceiling fixtures, like ceiling fans, lights, all outside motion lights, all that stuff. I put in like $60,000 worth of renovations just in the main house, porches, inside, out, lights, wiring, everything. And between 2014 and like 2017, 2018, new roof, siding, double insulation.
Okay.
So when you walk in, you can't hear nothing except for whatever's going on inside that house.
That's good. No, you kept them well. That's good. Nice. So what is everybody paying then? Like that back house at 2-1, what are they paying monthly?
Right now I have the tenant that's in there, he's paying 800, like what I told you, it's like I'm way under. That is very easily, you'd be getting like 1,100-1,200 is going right in the area.
You think you can
Or-
get 11 or 1,200 for that?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then
The main
so
house,
what about
the main house is like, I'm getting 1,200. The going rate for that is like almost 2,000, 2,000.
Okay.
And the upstairs, the going rate is about 850. He's paying 7.
Okay, so he's paying $700, and you said the going rate is how much?
Probably like 850. If you do everything included, I have everything included on that. Usually when you do included heat, because it's electric heat, which isn't much, it's pennies. It's like $20 a month. but you still jack it up to, you know, if you put the included heat into it, you'd usually get like 925, 950.
Okay. Do you have any mortgages or any debts or liens on the property?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
And then the only thing, there's no HOAs, there's nothing like that. All there is you pay water, sewer, and garbage and property taxes.
What is property taxes out there? What's their what do they
That one
charge?
has 3 taxes. You have your town, village, and school. And can probably fight to get that brought down. I just don't have the time to go into the town hall and do it. When I bought the house, it was a year's tax was probably like $3,800, something like that for all 3 taxes.
Okay.
Right, and right now with everything that's gone up, obviously,
Mhm.
it's like 6,800.
Okay. Currently 6,800. And that'll change if I were to acquire it because of the price. So I'm just trying to see what it would be. Okay. And so I know that Jesus let me know that you'd be interested to not only to sell this way, but I believe that you were wanting to do some type of 1031 exchange or something about deferring your capital gains, right?
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm trying to weigh my options, different things. 'Cause like I was saying is I have a kid that's almost out of school and one that's a couple of years till she's out of school. So I was looking to actually whatever I get out of that is to roll it over and to have the houses for them. So that way they have a place, they're not in debt right out of school. You don't have to, worry about how they're gonna fork rent out, or something like that. And that's basically all it was.
Okay, got you. That makes sense. So for me to buy it cash, so then that'd be a way to go. So like, hey, if you were to get the money that you're gonna get, I would have to be a lot lower. I think I just let you know where we needed to be, which like closer to like 100, 110. And I don't know if that's gonna work with you cash, is it?
110, no.
Yeah.
No, because I just told you everything that's
I
in the
know.
house and that I put into the house. And, and even in the next 10, 15, 20 years, pretty much the only maintenance you're going to have is minimum maintenance. So the only real expense that would even be coming out of the house is that's be generated back into the village with taxes.
Mhm.
And whatever the tenant moves out and you have to go back in and paint. Everything's already been done. It's already filled.
Okay.
Unless you have a different people that you usually inquire on filling, your places with. I don't know.
No, I'm looking to do the same thing that you're doing. So like, here's one thing. When I buy the way that we right now we're buying 95% of our properties this exact way through seller finance or some type of
Right.
opportunity like this, whether there's a mortgage in place or not. And
Right.
why it's pretty popular right now is
Right.
due to the rates, right, going up. It's most people are going to buy on affordability and whatnot. And so when the rates go up, it makes it expensive for people to afford. And
Yes,
so
it
this
does.
is one way that, even homeowners, not investors, but homestead buyers who want to move there, they're the ones that are typically going to pay the most because they're going to live there. And when it's hard for them to pay, like this becomes a way that us as investors can purchase properties. And yeah, there are some benefits to it as well, like as far as, hey, you want to do a 1031 with any of the gains that you're going to make from this. Well, when it's not an all cash purchase, you don't pay gains. You only pay gains on what money goes down. Like if you're requesting some money down, you pay gains on that, and then you can either talk to like your CPA and see how you can defer that. But this is a way, like if you didn't want to put money down, this is a way how you defer your taxes. And typically it's a way to actually help you keep more of your money from avoiding the gains if you're not already looking for other properties, which I think Jesus said that you have already looked at some properties and you didn't like some. So, that would take.
I haven't liked it. I haven't liked any.
Yes, that take time, right? That can take some time,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But yeah, so like this is a way to avoid that. And then what's cool about it is the difference between being a landlord on this property and compared to being the bank, which that's what would be like your position basically, is you would be the bank to me. What the benefit to it is you don't have to be liable to the property or the tenants, meaning like, let's say you had once had a loan with Bank of America on this property and you had tenants that were living there and you had a roof leak. Like you as the landlord, you weren't going to call Bank of America to clear the roof, even though they loaned you the money for
Right.
it. That had to be your responsibility. So if I were to buy this from you this way, you'd be the bank. And something, though I'm not saying it's going to happen, right? Especially because you have it nice and serviced and up to date. But if something were to happen down the road, you wouldn't be liable to it because you're the bank. I'd be the owner, so I would have to be responsible for things like that. So you're no longer liable to the property or anything that happens with it, or the tenants if there's any. Even if you have good tenants, right? Like in any scenario, let's say you had a headache at one point with one of them, you wouldn't have to deal with that. And then which makes this even a better investment because now you don't have to typically you got to save a little bit of money every month just in case. Well, you also don't have to do that. So like whatever you grow, so it becomes like your net income. And then, that's the way that you can get the higher price you're looking for and it become more of a true investment at the same time. That's the way that it benefits you when I buy. And yeah, the way that I'm able to pay higher prices right now, which typically doesn't make sense if I were to buy them cash, is how I make my money in this scenario is I just need to make sure that whatever my payment that I pay to your equity every month is just less than what I can, charge rent for. And that's how I look to get these deals like, hey, I can get you the price that you're looking for as long as you're willing to finance me. And the term just lets me make money. We can make this happen. And typically, reasons why homeowners will buy or sell this way, because not all homeowners want to. If they want cash, they'd rather go cash. And if they can't get that price, they're either just, going to take a discount or probably hold it. Well, in these scenarios, sellers like to work this way in a scenario when they're not in a rush and they truly want to get the price that they're looking for. There's like one way where it's like, okay, cool, this is the way that this works because, hey, you're not in a rush. I can buy it at this price, and how I can justify that making sense for me as an investor is during the term. I just need to make money every month. That's it. I just need to make cash flow. And you're aware of that because you're in the game. You've been here for a lot of years.
Yeah, it's not worthwhile if you're not making money at some point, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we were supposed to go over because I have like 10 minutes. Interest, down payment, monthly.
Cool.
You're supposed to crunch numbers and give me them.
Yeah, let me ask you these questions, right? Because when I used to work in a lot of other businesses like sales, negotiations and whatnot. And so like when I worked in the bank or the car business, typically we like the loans will be presented to the one buying, right? And then we look at it and see if we can afford it. Like what would make sense for you, right? Like let's say if I were to give you your price, right, 180, what type of money would you need down? And like interest and payments like that, what would make sense for you? So then I can see if it makes sense with what you're asking, so it could be fair. And if it doesn't make sense for me, I'll just ask you like, hey, can we adjust this or that? What makes sense with
you? Definitely sound like a car salesman.
I was one for a lot of years.
Yeah, it definitely sounds that.
It makes it easier too. Like, and here's the cool part about in car sales.
Like,
I
avoid buying vehicles just because of that. I'll go search online and then that's it.
So here's how you do it. When you buy a car, just to let you know, a vehicle, it's not about like, hey, what can you afford? Don't ever answer those questions because we're gonna hit the price go all the way up, you know? So
Exactly.
I would, when you buy, like a lot of my friends take me to go with them. What it is even if you're buying a nice car, luxury car, it's don't overpay for the price, right? It's just pay the right price. So what it is, hey, whatever the purchase price is and whatever interest rate I get with it, that would be the payment. I'll figure it out. It's because if you don't know how it works, it's like if you say, hey, I can afford an $800 car, and the car that you pick and we test drive and ride up, it's really like, hey, she can get approved at like $600. But hey, if she said 800, let's go ahead and put more money into the deal. And that's what it is.
So now you get what I'm gathering at for, I don't want to answer that. You're supposed to crunch numbers and tell me what makes sense to you, make me the offer. And because I'm crunched for time here.
So me being an investor, I'll be straight up, I like to give the least amount of money down. That's
obviously.
And I like to go the longest term, right? Because that makes sense for me. So in a scenario like this, where I can pay those prices, this is what I do when I'm paying market price. I typically put anywhere from 5 to 10% down. That's me being transparent with you. Does that work though with you? That has to be a question. Hey, if I were to put 10, 18, 20 grand down, would that even work?
Okay, and then what are you talking interest rates?
So I just need to beat market rates, right? So like where I like to be is no more than 5%. That's where and that's because hey, I'm looking at it as like, hey, this is triplex. I'm typically at 3 to 4% when I'm buying just a single family home, and 5%. Let's say I would put that into a calculator. How long would you be willing to finance? Like how many years, I guess?
Well, with me, I don't know. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I got to talk to an accountant and find out what with numbers work. Because same thing, you want to pay the least amount of tax to make it worthwhile.
Exactly.
So
I got you.
I don't mind working with somebody, but be honest, upfront, and to the point. So, and I understand, and the different ins and outs, and obviously what you're looking for monthly payments on top of that with the interest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to do. And then something, because I know there's default, something happens, I was like, because I know that's what the other guy was saying. And I know that's how a lot of people have gone down through this route in the area, because the properties weren't there. Mm-hmm. People weren't buying, they couldn't save, or they didn't have the credit to go to the bank. And a lot of this same thing that you're talking about, a lot of people have been doing, then they realize like, oh, I can't buy it, I'm not interested, it's struggling too hard, and they default. Mm-hmm. Or it's not what I expected, and it's like, here you go, you have it, you take it back.
Right. And that's actually the main concern, which is great that you brought it up. If you weren't, I was going to bring it up. Exactly. So that is a worst case scenario. Like it really is, right? Like, oh crap, what if this person that happens? That's true. So here's how we overcame that, through every seller asking that question, who actually had that question. What had happened was we weren't able to make agreements for that reason. So we ended up talking to our legal team, and we ended up doing this. So we have a performance mortgage clause that basically states that, yes, in that worst case scenario, what if we do default, right? You'd have to go through some type of eviction and foreclosure, and it could cost money and take time and all this headache, right? So we have this performance mortgage that states, yes, if we were to default in like a 30-day period or whatever, we were to default, then you would keep any money we gave you down, any installments we gave you over, whether it's 2 years, 3 years, and something happens like that, whether I get hit by a car, suddenly die, abducted by aliens, whatever crazy thing happens where I default, you keep the money, keep all the payments I gave you. If I had to renovate some of the things throughout the time, you keep all that stuff. The property gets deeded back into your name. We also have a deed in lieu in place, notarized. And then we have that at our servicing company where if that were to happen in default, the instructions are the deed will get deeded back into the properties, I mean, to the original seller's name. So then you avoid the actual foreclosure and eviction. So it's just like an upfront agreement, say, hey, yeah, if I mess up, you know, I'm telling you, right?
The problem I got with that is the deed. I understand because you have a copy of the deed, but just like a bank, the bank always keeps the original
Yeah. So what happens
case
is
of that
you
in case of that situation.
Yeah, you become the mortgage is what will happen. So you get recorded as the bank, and I go onto the deed. So what happens is the property is mine, just like when you buy and you buy a house, right? So the property is mine. I make payments, but I owe you. So we record that hey, I personally owe you this debt, this $100 and whatever $1,000 I'm going to pay you if there's no money down, right? Let's say 180 grand. This is what I owe you. That's who I'm tied to. So though the property is mine, I have the deed under my name, so I can do what I need to do. I still owe you, and there's either a mortgage, promissory note, whatever it's going to be.
Right.
That's what it's going to state. My IOU to you, and so I still got to abide by that. Otherwise, then I'll breach contract, and then boom, you not only have to deal with that, but you'll be protected. But at the end, you don't want that to happen, right? Like you want to sell and then be done with it, or if this is the way that you go. You just don't want to have to get it back or me have to make a mistake or something.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you don't know what's going to end up happening. Because I've seen some people, they get it back and it's whatever their down payment and their monthly payments got, it all plus went back into renovating the house back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, yeah. So, yeah, you know, no one really wants that. I know like a lot of these people they're because of it, they ended up upping their down payments,
Mm-hmm.
and the interest rates are like, you know, it's out of sight. It's like no wonder these people are defaulting, for God's sakes.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. So
So if
default
we did
performance mortgage
5%, just to let you know before we jump off, like it pays you basically like 9,000 a year, and then after like year 5, it goes down to like 8,300. Year 6, 8,200. So like if we're paying that on top of that, right? Like let's just say it's 5 years or 10 years. The longer you go, obviously, the more money you make. You end up getting, you know, not only 180, you get 230, 240, 250, and so that's when it becomes like, hey, that's a really good investment right there.
Oh, I'm not doubting that it is.
So let me send you a credibility package of who I am. So like I'll send over like how I purchase properties, and then in there I'll show you some HUD statements of me buying properties with real estate agents this exact way, seller finance or subject to, and then I'll send you over like what the deed in lieu and what the foreclosure deed looks like in there. So you can just take a look at it, get some more information on it, and then at the same time you can talk to your CPA and see, you know, what's the best route for you to do this, and see if this is a route that you want to do. But this is a way that I can confidently say, yeah, we can pay you, you know, that price that you're looking for, as long as you work with us on the term schedule and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's what we were supposed to not, you know, get down to, was what we're doing for what you wanted to start out, you know, negotiating or whatever, whatnot. I don't like negotiating. Be upfront. It's like, what do you know, what are you willing to do? Interest rate, down payment, monthly payments, and your default, and then work the rest of the stuff in. Look, to me, that's the major situations.
Okay.
To try and figure out and see if it works on my plan and with yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I got the price right, 180 grand, money down 10 to 20 grand, interest rate 5%. So it's a nice rate for you as well. And then all we got to get down to is just the payment, right? So when I throw that interest rate into like a amortization schedule, and I put like a 30-year just to see what it comes out to, it's $1,000, right? I'm not sure if $1,000 is something that you want to work with, but if not, I just reduce the term on that. Like instead of 30-year, just take a look at it what 25 looks at. That's $1,100. What seems fair? Cause like if I'm at, I put a 20-year term in this and it comes out to like $1,200 in there with a, like, that's just me with putting out 180,000 loan amount of 5% is 1,200. That would be like a payment. And maybe if you gave me, hey, 10 years, it's a payment that I would make for 10 years. Or I just want to see if that's something that would work with you. If I give you the price plus interest, so you overall get this good investment, what would that $1,200 a month work giving it to you that way?
100 a month. That's pushing it. That's like bare minimum.
Hmm.
I make more than that right now.
Of course, yeah. No, you got a good deal going on right now, especially it's free and clear. You got to solve it. The only way this makes sense for you right now, since they're making 100% of your money right now, or it's just all
Yeah.
profit now, is that in a downshifting market where the prices will only go down, you're gonna secure a higher purchase price with the interest rate. So that's probably like the only benefit,
Yeah.
you know, besides you not having to be liable anymore to things. But that's where it's
Yep.
that's where it benefits you more, because otherwise you're already making good money off of it. And it's free and clear.
And I don't know if I could just set off on the side for 1,200 though.
Okay, what works?
Um,
What works with you? That's fair, I guess. Because half of it is 1,350. That's 50% of it. What would work? What would work with you that would be fair, so I can make some money as well? What would be like, hey, you're at 1,350 is half. Would 1,350 work?
I'd have to crunch some numbers and figure it out. Because it's, I know with with the money down and stuff and holding the term and stuff, and I know it's just, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. That's a long time. I mean, that's a long time to hold the note and hold, and for not much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that was me just giving the offer,
Yeah.
right? Like me submitting.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it. It's
and
just
that's
something.
why we haven't even solidified anything. Like maybe
Yeah.
you're only open to 5 years, maybe you're open to 10 years. It just depends on how much interest, I guess, you want to make on that. It doesn't have to be 20 years. I just underwrote it as a 20-year term.
Right. No, I get that.
Yeah. At the same time, I threw in the 10-20 because that's where when I'm playing market, that's where I really am. I'm more at 5 to 10% of that market value price is what I put down. And so I'll give you that price with rate and everything. But the payment is where it needs to make sense for you as well. Not only everything else that I can put into this deal. Well, how about you do this then? How about you let me send you over a credibility package?
Yep.
And I want you to take a look at this, and if something that you're willing to do, then let me know. And then maybe you can come back and tell me this is where I need to be at, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I think so. Cause like I said, I know I need to think about it, because I know that working all these hours until like 11 o'clock at night, 7 to 11 is a bit much. And I need to start slowing down a little bit, but yeah, send that over. You have my email, right? Or I can text it to you.
What's your email? I'll write it down.
I'll just text it to you because it's long.
Okay, go ahead and
text.
So hey, we didn't solidify anything, right? So if there's something you do like, just let me know what works for you. If hey, you know what, I like getting my price and the rate, but this is where I need to be money down wise and payment wise, and then we can go from there. I want it to be fair. I shot you my offer because that's me, but it might not be fair for you. So I want you to, if you're first open to it, let me know, hey, this is what will work for me if this does go down or whatnot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's the more time I have to think about it and pawn different things off on, I gotta go It's one thing that I was taught, and it's never to make rash decisions on the moment because you end up regretting them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, always gotta sit, you always gotta think about it. And ponder and go over everything, so there's no mistakes and you don't end up regretting it.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, I'm not in a rush, so I'm glad you're not in a rush. So take your time. You know, I'll be here. My offer will stand. Send me over your email address, and I'll go ahead and.
I
send you
just texted it to you,
Sweet. Okay.
so you should be getting that this long. Yeah,
I got it. Okay. Yeah.
and those are zeros, not O's.
Yeah. I can see that. Okay. There you go.
Okay. I didn't want you to be like my boss and where there's a zero ends up trying to type in an O and it keeps coming back on them. So, all right. So yeah, send me that stuff over and I'll look it over, and like I said, I'll think about it. Different things, different terms. I'll talk to my accountant and go from there. And see what works and what fits in my budget and what I have plans for the next couple of years.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right, sound good?
Sounds great, Martha. I'll go ahead and get.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice,
Yo.
bro. That was nice. That was hell nice. I think we got her. I think we got her hooked. I mean, it's a follow up, but I think it'll be a good one because you did bring up a good point that she's going to get the highest purchase price right now in a downward spiral market, right, for the next cycle.
Yeah, that was a good call. Huh? Like we were able to build rapport. It was nice. Tonality was nice and slow. We were chill. We had some laughs in there. It was good stuff.
Yeah, bro. She's a nice lady. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get her for sure. It's just a matter of her, putting some thought to it, and she's either, we'll see, right? Because she's either going to keep it, like you said, she has a good thing going, it's free and clear, and she's getting some pretty good income from it. So maybe she might think about either keeping it, or if not, I think we're her only option because she's just going to keep getting lowballed, and she already tried to go on market, didn't work out.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, let's. I'll call you up right now. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll call you on my phone. Okay.
All right, for sure.
All right. Brother.